All right. Welcome, everybody. Michael and I's Heat Dream Tribe Friday morning call. It is November 15th. We have a really awesome guest on today, Barb Butler, and I'm going to introduce her, and she gets to talk about bank code, which you're going to learn more about. But Alicia, your journey has just been so amazing. Would you just really, in just a couple minutes, would you be open to, oh, you just muted yourself. There we go. To just sharing your story.
I'm sorry, I just now got the audio, so everything you had said, I couldn't hear. But hello, I'm Alicia, and my journey started, or my life started 17 days ago, because 18 days ago, I was the Walking Dead. I had zero to any hope left. And when Mariah asked me, she had told me, you have better days ahead. Do you believe that? In my head, I didn't. But in these 17 days, I have gone from being diagnosed in 2017 with stage 3 breast cancer, and then being poisoned by my oncology team for 2.5 years with over 14 different medications that my body didn't need. So I had neuropathy, I had gastroparesis, I had a whole bunch of issues, migraines, fainting. I was fainting and cracking my head open, getting stitches all the time. But I can't tell you how many times I went to the hospital for tests and stuff. And by the time I met Mariah, I had taken my parents to Texas, and I had gotten in touch with a girlfriend. She said she had cured herself through diet, and that pushed me that inside to want something more. And so I met Mariah, and within 60 seconds, I unloaded everything on her. Poor thing. But she changed my life, because within that week, I started Juice Plus, and I'm alive again, and I'm not hurting, and I do have body aches and pains, but those are going to take a little bit of time, because those are major injuries. But as far as me and my body, my GI tract, and who I am now, the revolution, it really is a revolution. And my husband's starting to take it now. I'm super proud of that. And I want my family and friends to get on it and see the benefits. And if they can make money and I can make money doing that, then what's wrong with that? Mm-hmm. I mean, we're all helping each other. That's what it's supposed to be about in the end.
Yeah. And so, Alicia, this is your first time really telling your story. You guys, it has been profound. I have to tell you, I met her in the airport up in Seattle with her hoodie over her head, and she just looked sad and distraught and ill. And to watch her journey of shredding and starting Juice Plus, there is life in her skin and life in her eyes that just fuels this journey for me in such a big way. And you guys are going to get to watch her story more and more. But Alicia, thank you so much for sharing. And Deborah, what happened to your hot flashes? I'm unmuting
you. So one of my big takeaways at this point is I no longer have hot flashes, and for that, it's awesome. So yeah, thank you very, very much for the support and encouragement. And yeah.
And what did that take? Was since June, right? June, July.
I started in June. When I went to Peru, they just they just went away, and in combination, I think, with just the stress and sticking with Juice Plus and continuing to eat healthy. And it says, I think my body just needed more nutrients than what I was giving it. And it's amazing. It's an amazing. And my intestinal tract still works, which was a takeaway in 2 days. so yeah, that was a big deal for me. A very, very big deal. So
thank you for sharing.
Absolutely.
Okay, I get to introduce Barb, and I also have to say welcome, Nikki. Okay, so Barb, where in Canada are you? You're up Tell me the town again.
I live in Kelowna, which is
That's
in
what
the
I thought.
Okanagan Valley. So we're all pretty California-like to you guys.
Yeah. And Barb, you're going to see Sabina, who's on here. She has a second home up in Kelowna. So you guys are going to have to connect. So the way I met Barb is she and I were part of the same Brave Leaders pod. So for those of you that don't know, once you reach sales coordinator, you can be part of Brave Leaders, which is a leadership development program designed by Brene Brown. And she's also a qualified national marketing director. So our pod was all QNMDs from all around the world. And it was amazing and still is amazing. We continue to meet every month. And so at the Canada had their first national conference this year, and in the Canadian conference, they presented bank code. So Barb was introduced to it there, and then she brought it up during Brave Leaders. And then I've also heard about it in a couple different scenarios. And I just thought, okay, I don't know enough about it to try to bring it to this call. I tried to do my own homework, and I just reached out to her and said, listen, you're already using this. You've been taught at least the basics. Will you bring it to the team? So thank you so much for your time. And I'm just excited to take notes and learn. So what is bank code?
Well, good morning, everyone. And thank you for inviting me on this call, Mariah. Yes, being connected with Mariah, and it's funny, I actually met Michael a couple of years before that, very indirectly. And first of all, Alicia, if I may say, thank you for your incredibly humbling yet inspiring story. I'm not quite sure how I'm supposed to follow that, but I will do my best. So very quickly, my background is in education. I've been a high school teacher for 29 years. I retired a year and a half ago and into my G+ business full time. And so I did, in fact, go to the Canadian conference, which was amazing. Those of us who I've met at the US conferences, we're the crazy Canadians that are in the front row. Like, we're the ones at the doors, we're the ones that run. And so we were happy to have our own Canadian conference. So what I did is I just put together what I put into my brain, what I understand about bank code, and then instantly started applying it, because I found this bank code to be very much like good professional development. You can use it the next day. It's instantly applicable and in a variety of ways. So how many of you have heard of bank code, done any training, ever heard of it before? Hands up. Okay, great. Okay, that's good. Yeah, here we go. So basically the idea is that bank is an acronym, and it stands for four different personality types. They use the colors, but they also use the words, because there's another personality code that floats out there. I know I did it through education, and I don't remember the name of the personality assessment, but they use colors. It's blue, green, orange, and gold. So what they use, this is an acronym, a methodology that's focused on people, and it's designed to help business owners. And what I realized, that you can help your communication process with whoever you're talking about, whether or not you're sharing our products or our business, if you know what language they speak, what their value system is. And I was blown away, because what I realized is that, okay, if all of us, are mainly one, maybe two of these personality, and that's how we show up in our day most of the time, that means that 1 out of 4 conversations we're having, we're connecting with people. 3 out of 4, we are missing it. And I was like, wow. Okay, so if we can speak their values, their language, and learn how to share our products and our business in their language, and we can figure out what their values are in a very short, very professional 90 seconds, and then change our presentation. Basically, we are great at sharing our products and sharing our business, but we do it from our point of view, our natural language. And that means I'm connecting with 1 out of 4. So at the end, there'll be a quiz on what you guys think I am. Like, you can't figure it out. Okay, here we go. So it's kind of like the love languages, if you've read that book. It's not what you speak, it's what they receive that is important. So anyway, so there are 4, and I know you had a little homework, and I'm going to use some props because I'm a prop girl. So we're going to use these words, okay? So bank stands for blueprint. And their values are stability, structure, systems, planning, processes, predictability, responsibility, duty, rules, credentials, titles, and traditions. So people who are blue value those things. So that's the B in bank. The next one is action, or red. Freedom, flexibility, spontaneity, action, opportunity, excitement, attention, stimulation, competition, winning, fun, and image. That's red. And
really quick, for those of you that want a visual, on the Voxer chat, I put those images. So if you want to look at them maybe afterwards, they're there.
yeah, and save them for sure. They're really fantastic. Okay, so here's the N for in the bank, and they're nurturers. Relationships, authenticity, personal growth, significance, teamwork, involvement, community, charity, ethics, harmony, morality, and contribution. So that's the N in bank. And then the last one, not last but not least, are the K people, the K in bank, and they're knowledge people. So they value learning, intelligence, logic, self-mastery, technology, research and development, science, universal truths, expertise, competence, accuracy, and the big picture. So when we did this training in Calgary, I had heard of bank before, and I think I had maybe in Tampa, it had come through, but I didn't really understand it as much as I needed to. So what we did is we use these cards. I bought these cards, they're $20, and I bought them at conference. And what I learned is you put these in order. So you guys all have your order. And Mariah, I'll give you some hints after about what to do with your team, your customers, whatever, according to their code. So you put yourself in the order. So the first one matters, but the code matters most, because this is how it works. And I'm just making these up as I go along. It's not exactly mine. But the first two are how you show up in life most of the time. So if you look at your numbers or your code, the first two cards, even though you might have little bits of these, right? These two are how you show up in life most of the time. Okay, that's good. The third one is how you show up when you're stressed. And I was like, that's interesting. And then here's the kicker. Your fourth one is what they call the vial of vinegar. So if you have team and you have customers who are, sorry, I'm just reading text boxes. If you have someone who's your fourth color and you show up as your first color, they will run away. Like they will not listen to anything that you say because you're on the opposite end. Does that make sense? Yeah. So that's what I learned, is that order matters. Okay. So I always carry these cards with me, and I have been using them in all sorts of situations. So for example, I'll give you some ideas of ways that I've used these cards instantly. So what I do now when I meet with either a new prospective customer or I meet with a new prospective team member, if it's not in person, then I just text them the cards and I say, hey, I am so excited to share this with you, but before we do, I really want to make sure that I'm connecting with you on your value system. Would you please take 90 seconds and put these in order and let me know? And then they text me back the 4 heart colors. That's what I'm using, right? So they come back with their code 1, 2, 3, 4. So that changes the conversation instantly. And when we get to the end of this little presentation that I have, we did a follow-up Zoom call with the girl who presented in Calgary. Did you guys have an actual presentation in Austin? No? Okay. So what they did in Calgary is the girl who runs this bank code, like works for bank code, got up with one of our 100 Club national marketing directors And they did, it was hilarious. Like I was crying sitting in the front row because I'm still Canadian. Even in the Canadians, I'm still in the front row. But they did these role plays of what happens when this person shows up and talks to the people when they miss completely and how they get it right when they know the language they're talking. And it was hilarious, right? So there's different personality types. And I did text Mariah a little slide. It's kind of on an angle, sorry, from where I was sitting. But what it does is it shows what not to do, what to do and what not to do. So for example, if you're blue, don't show up late for a meeting and don't be emotional, right? Like these kinds of things. But do, you know, someone who's blue, they would appreciate a handshake, right? It's how you interact with them that's so cool. So what I did is I've been using this with my team. I got my team to make sure we all know whose everybody color is. So then what I did, here's just some ideas for you guys. You can use them if you want. But when you go to somewhere, try to record, sorry. Okay, here's my team colors. See that? Whoop, like that. I know who is on my team, and then I have all their codes in here. Because when you are connecting people and getting people to work together, they will naturally want to do things like events with people who are the same as them. So for example, if you've got a bunch of green team or you've got some green prospects, then you'll want to do something like a little small prevention plus or something like that, the doctors, the science, the whatever, right? So that's what I did. And then the other thing that I did is that I actually put that now into my contacts. So when I go to my phone and I simply type in a red heart, I will get all my people in my phone that are red. And so reds like things certain way, right? They're all about image and they're all about fun. So you would have, I don't know, maybe you could do an event that's about image, about hair and nails and looking good, like that kind of feel, right? So I throw all my contacts, including the ones in TeamZ, and I put their code as soon as I know it, and I put it in that. So that information is fantastic. So I found that really useful. The other thing that I've done is, I'll just turn this for a minute. Okay, so this was the training. This is the Brian Marsh training on a funnel. Okay, so that's my funnel on the wall. La, 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 la. And as I get to know, as I put people in where they belong, right? So now we're down here, right? You find out their why. You don't go past that line until you know they're interested. But you can go to the dollar store and you can buy packages of colored stickers, right? They come in these 4 colors, which is fantastic. So you can physically label your funnel with people in their color, which we found kind of a useful kind of a tool. So you know what they're talking about. So we use that for planning of events. We use it for how to have that conversation. And it's so professional, you guys. The most important thing is that you are instantly telling this person that their values are more important than what you're trying to tell them, right? And they respond so well. I have done this with my friends. Okay, and here's the kicker. I got to do a personal thing. So I did this with my family. Hallelujah. Like, oh, I didn't know. I could not figure out why I would say things like, let's blah, 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 blah. And they would be like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I don't get it. Like, it's like you're speaking a different, it's like the love languages. So you can use that with your friends, your family. I've used it in the classroom. I do a little bit of working with entrepreneurship. And that's a fantastic thing to teach young people right out of the gate, right? So what I did is, those are some of the ways that I've used bank code. And then we did a follow-up Zoom call, as I said, with the girl who did the presentation in Calgary. And this is where This is where I don't know the answer. I emailed her yesterday and said, hey, Amanda, I'm not sure about how to do this particular piece. So what she did is on the follow-up Zoom call after the Calgary conference, she went through a list of 20 questions where you answered 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. To what degree is this true of you most of the time? Mariah, I texted you or voxered you the questions, the slides of the questions. But what we did is we answered them on the Zoom call and then emailed them to her. And she got back to us with our actual code. And what I was really excited about was the fact that I was right. Like, so that tells me that, yeah, you can do these 20 questions and there's an actual like system and some sort of analysis that happens and they can give you your code. The website for that bank code thing is called, hang on, Levy's, sorry, where is that? crackmycode.com. So I think if you guys at least start there, you'll be able to find somewhere, thank you, Mariah, where you can get the answers to those questions. You can do it online and you can get your code. I was super excited that I was right, that I did mine right just from reading these. This was good enough. So we have everything in our Juice Plus business with this to make a massive difference in how you communicate with people and how they relate to you.
And Barb, I remember when I heard about it, they said specifically that the majority of people don't even have to fill out that survey, that our initial gut response is predominantly right on.
Yeah. And so that's what the point I'm trying to make. So I got a little bit hung up yesterday. I was like, well, I don't know. I'm not going to be able to share with your team about how to do that because I don't know how. I know what the website is and I know what we did. But here's the two things I learned. One, you're right just reading these. If you go with your gut, it's fantastic. It's almost always right. And the other thing that I found out was this concept that each of these, when they give you your code back, they somehow mark each one out of 25. But here's the thing. If you get less than 12 on one of these, it's a holdup in your business. Okay, so I don't know. Let's just pick one. If this shows up in your personal code with less than 12 out of 25, it is a problem in your business. You can't relate to these people. And I was like, oh, so I was really happy. She gave me my code back and she said, so you're not averse to anything, right? That my scores were 21, 20, 17, 16. So I'm good. I was like, whoa, great. Okay, I feel good about that. So that was good. So that is what I learned about that particular thing. So you can use it, as I said, in a variety of things. You will know if you're kind of like averse to some things, right? Like if some of them, like if you're fluorescent, as they use the color, like maybe you're a fluorescent green, like you're super green and you're not this, you'll know that about yourself anyway. So maybe you can work on that a little bit. So then at the end, what I'd like to do with you guys, maybe we could unmute as long as we don't have some noise. But here's what I want to do with you guys is I want you to do, somebody can write if they want to, but I won't be able to multitask. I'm not good enough at looking at chat boxes. But if we go by the letters, let's talk about just for like a minute each, because I know you guys are on a time. If those are the values of the blueprint, what would you share about our products and about our business to appeal to a blue? Go.
Longevity in the company,
Yes.
NSF label, certifications, research, the quality of the institutions that have been performing the research.
Okay, good. And the
Healthy Giving program.
research could kind of be green, but it speaks to the safety of the blue, that it's safe.
Right.
Good.
I was thinking of more like the credentials and title. Yeah.
Okay, anybody else? What would you share about our company, our products, that blue would be like, ooh, yes, that's great. You got to talk to them so they're like, what's this?
The websites that show that we have systems for everything.
Beautiful. Excellent. Starter guide.
That we're a virtual franchise, because franchise that automatically connects with people as there is a system.
There's a system, and there's also low risk, right? These people don't like risk. So you don't talk to them about, oh, the opportunity. Don't even use the word opportunity. Blues hate that word. It's not, they don't know what that means, right? And I love it. I mean, honestly, it's so funny. We can make fun of every single one of these because we're all a little bit whatever. Okay, great. Prices haven't changed with Juice Plus for a long time, right? That's cool. Little change of product. Like, we're not, just firing new stuff all the time. We're very solid. That's blue. Okay, so you get the idea? So we're just trying to give you some examples of things that you can say right away that will appeal to the blue and you probably already know this stuff, but it's good to kind of write it down. Okay, how about reds? What do we say to reds about our products and our business?
We speak to them about opportunity.
Absolutely.
And what it could be.
Right?
Freaking awesome.
Freaking awesome.
Everything.
We invite a conference, which is super fun and exciting and stimulating.
And travel. Oh my goodness.
Travel.
What else? Go, you guys.
Freedom, time, freedom, geographic freedom.
Be able to do with your work and creating the life that you want, creating the life you desire, however you want to do it.
Good. It's quick, it's fast, it's exciting. Like red's all like that. Red, like the red carpet, VIP treatment. Think about how our company treats us, right? Bonuses, recognition, woo, all that stuff. That's very red. Okay, fantastic. You know what reds like? They like the best of everything. So we have the best quality premium product for you, right? Like, oh, reds love that stuff. Be your own boss. Okay, good. Looking fabulous. All right. How about our yellows, our nurtures? What are we going to say about our business, our products to the nurturers? Go.
All of the philanthropy that our company does.
Giving back.
Our teams, personal growth.
Community.
Yep.
Even the Shred 10 and how it's done in community with others, in collaboration.
Okay. I thought of an interesting, our relationship with our small to medium-sized farmers.
Mm-hmm.
Sharing. There's also that whole saving the earth thing with tower gardens, right? Like all that kind of stuff. If you're a tower garden person, the Family Healthy Starts program, like all about that, right? Anyway, so those are your yellowers, and it's just all about the hugs, right? Like, I mean, we walked into Calgary, and it was like, when we go to the big conferences, there's 300-400 of us, right? But to walk into Calgary, where everybody already knows, it was like the biggest family reunion ever. It took forever. My husband's like, "Oh my gosh, can we just go from like here to here?" And I'm like, "No, it's all about the hugging." So there's that, right? There's the belonging to something. Okay, last one. Here we go. Challenge. What are you going to say about our products and opportunity to these greens?
Research. Tim Blank and Tower Garden. Epcot Center.
Dr. David Katz.
The impact it's having on our future generations.
Lovely. Science in schools, right? Tower gardens.
Most research supplement on the globe.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Okay, a couple other little ones. The biggest one that I learned about this is if you are knowledgeable about our opportunity, you are going to make massive headway with greens. You have to know our business, right? That was huge for me. Our new virtual office, right? How to use that thing. That was knowledge. Big picture, you guys. It's fruits and vegetables, y'all. Right? Like big picture. Anything else? What about greens? Where's my greens out there? What else would you tell them? How about the Juice Plus Research Science Institute? That makes greens all happy, that kind of stuff. They love that. It's good.
What do you think about the Earn While You Learn and Learn While You Earn program with regards to the self-mastery? Would that be more of a green, or would that be more of I think was it either yellow or the other one that was personal growth and development.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, again, wherever you think, like you're the expert on the person that you're talking to, but the fact that they are going to tell you, like you sit down at Starbucks and you just say, hey, okay, I'm just going to go to the washroom, but it's going to take 90 seconds. When I come back, could you please have these on the table in the order, right? And you're just going to save yourself huge amount of time, because you guys, this is a system. Save yourself time, energy, and money. That's what system means. This is a bank code system. So you're going to save yourself all of that, and then it's just going to work so much better. So that is what we did. There's lots and lots and lots about bank code. I mean, you can go like right down the rabbit hole. There are resources, there are programs, there's all that kind of stuff. I went this far, and it's changing things in my team and my business and my customer, even my regular, like you go back to your customers now and get them to do it. And all of a sudden you're going to take different care of your own customers that you might have had. I've had customers for 11 years and I found out that they're yellow, and I was like, okay, completely different, loving on them. Right. Absolutely.
Hey, Barb, I'm aware of time, but I have two things. Number one is, if somebody wants to buy the cards, how necessary are they? How do you buy them? Do they just go to bankcode.com or?
Good question. So I could see what color people were by the time at the end of the session, they said they're on sale in the lobby and they're $20. So people like, okay, quiz time. What color am I?
You're red.
Oh, I'm so red. So red. So I'm like running. I'm competitive. I need to be at the front of the line. No. And I'm like, here's my $20, right? And then the greens are like, well, I'm pretty sure that if I went home and I printed them out and I laminated them, I'm like, what are you talking about? I need these like right this second. Here's my $20, right? Like, anyway, but you could see even in the lineup how people dealt with it. So you can do whatever you want. These are nice. They are solid. They are professional. Okay, reds are about image, right? Like, hello, these are great, right? I love that stuff. But yes, I think you can do it. You can print them off online. The pictures I saved on my phone, I just went to bank code, BANK, and then images, and then save the pictures on my phone. And that's what I text people, right? Yeah. So I think you can buy them. Yes, I think you can.
And we have them on the Voxer chat. I'll forward you the Canadian recap Zoom call. I have that. Barb sent it to me. I can forward that to you guys if you want to listen to it. And the vial of vinegar, there was some questions around that. Can you just what is the vial of vinegar again?
Okay, so I'll give you my example. I'll be totally vulnerable right now. So I cannot figure out why. So here's my pattern. Okay, I am red, green, yellow, blue. So what that means is this is a weird combination, by the way. So I'm red with research, right? Love this. When I'm stressed, I still either lean into my relationships or just create absolute havoc. Like, get out of my way, I'm really busy. Yeah. But this vial of vinegar, this is because my perfect example is I have blues on my team, and they will not start. They will not work if I go this way. I have to talk to them. I have to let them run the meetings. I have to make sure that they have all the pieces of the system, how to put in an order. I have to give them all the stuff or they won't start. Right? Like, as an example. So if I go red at their blue, I am blue last. And if I go at them with red, they will back away from me about as fast as I can go. And I couldn't understand why. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, because I'm talking red. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know they were blue until this. And I was like, oh, that answers a lot.
So those two will repel against one another.
Absolutely. Your first will repel your last. Mm-hmm. And guess what? My family is 3 blue living with a red. Oh my God. So I'm like, let's go to Costa Rica for Christmas. It'll be great. And I've got air miles. And my husband's like, oh, I'm not sure I can get the day off. And I'm like, so it happens. It's very much, yeah. And both my kids are blue. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I have to give them all the details and all the plan. It's not like, let's just go. It doesn't work like that.
Okay, so all of the images of the cards are in the Voxer chat. Please go there. Your call to action today is put 4 hearts of those colors put them in your order and put them on the Voxer chat. Let's start getting to know one another better.
Yeah. It's a very cool conversation and great call to action. It's a very simple thing. And like I said, if you go to your phone and you have first name, last name, and then it says business or whatever that says, put your whatever codes you have in there for yourself, your family, your friends. Just have fun with it. Like just say, hey, I'm having so much fun with this. I'm learning so much more about communicating. Would you help me? Would you actually do this? Because I know you well, but I bet you I'm going to be maybe surprised when you do this. I'm really curious.
And if someone wants to learn more, to dive more deeply into understanding the different codes other than what's on the card,
yeah,
do you have any suggestions there?
Yep. Then you got to go to bank. Then you got to go to the actual tools, right? So she said, you got this, you're good to go, you got enough. Your Juice Plus business provides enough. But there are tools, right? So if you go to the bank website, there's a crack code online, and there's actually like a subscription where you can put unlimited amounts of people's codes in there and they will crack them for you. There's all sorts of stuff. Like it really is, from $29 a month to like the huge, massive sales systems kind of a thing. Because you guys got to realize this is a business tool, and it will, like my favorite numbers in here. Hang on. So if, and you guys have to ask yourself if you want this, if you want to present the perfectly, they call it a pitch sale, right? Like you're talking their language, sales go up 86%. So if you get good at this, they say that you can increase your customer sales by 86%. I'm like, worth doing. But you know what's really exciting? Recruitment's 192%.
Wow.
Wow.
And I'm really aware of time, so we got to go. But thank you for all of you guys for staying on. Barb, thank you so much for your time. I'm so grateful that you came on to share, because I could not have done this. And just as a heads up, I went on the Bank Code website yesterday, and you can do a Crack My Code for free. So it's
your own.
You click on it, you put the 4 things in order, and then they emailed me a whole kind of write-up around who I am. And, yeah.
Thank you. I didn't know she didn't email me back. So I'm like, great. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. But it wasn't the survey. It was just put these 4 cards in order.
Yeah. But they'll give you information.
We know ourselves well enough. We're quick to get it. All right, let's unmute everybody. Let's give a big, big thank you. Where's my unmute? There it is. Unmute all. Big thanks to Barb.
Thank you.
Big thanks, Barb. You rock.